Talk Shows family, is Nomsa here at Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. So today, guys, is Thursday. So the topic is a bit different today. I forgot to do something. So the topic is all about what makes Nomsa who she is in her secret-driven world. So I'm gonna have to change the topic, guys, because I forgot to do something. I forgot to actually set up the topic, but I'm going to do it now. I can speak and do it, and I'm not going to be here for a very long time as well because I've got somewhere to be. So the topic, let's go. This is very easy. So I'm going to set it up. I forgot to actually change the topic on Restream, guys. Let me just go and do it for you very, very quickly. And I hope you guys are okay. And for those, if it is your first time here at Ngozi Talk Shows, we help our audience find their own voice, lead from within. So I'm trying to speak to you guys while I'm fixing this. I don't know why I forget. I forgot to do this. So, but I'm sorting it out, so you guys can have an understanding of what the topic is. So I'm trying to. Okay, this took like a few seconds. I hope it's changing the need. Is it gonna change? I don't think okay, some places is changing, but some places it hasn't changed it, which is that's okay. And so the topic today is what makes Nomsa who she is in her secret world, in her secret driven world. I chose this topic today, guys, because in the quiet corners of my world, where the noise of pleasure fades and soul speaks and whispers, I become myself. My strength isn't born from a spotlight, but from the stillness between storms. And that stillness, this is where I have to listen, not to the world's expectations, but to the divine rhythm beating within my heart. I have to listen to the voice of God. So my world is secret, not because it hides, but because it's a secret. It's my inner sanctuary where faith becomes fuel of my life. But some people don't know that it's where love becomes my language. It's where purpose becomes a direction. This is how I was raised, guys. These three principles. My faith is my fuel of whatever I do in life. Love is my language. I'm a love harmonist. That's why I call myself a love harmonist. This is how I was raised. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything else than love. I grew up with my three sisters, my two older sisters, and myself. We were raised by my dad and my grandmother. And my mom, she got married. And my mom, she has very, very strong, she has very strong family values. So her point of view when it comes to family is like, okay, she was like to my dad, I came here, I got married to you, I came to you without children. So I am not going to return to my mother's house with your children. I'm not going to raise. My mother raised me. and my mother will not raise your children. And she was like, I'm happy for the kids to come and see me, to come and visit me. But you have to take a responsibility as a father. You find me a virgin. And when you tell me to tell me you don't want to be with me, you got to take responsibilities for the children. So my father is also a man who does not believe that another man can raise his kids. So my father was like, yes, I will take responsibilities. My mother will look after the kids while I work. So there are these three principles that my family raised, I live by. Whether I try to be something that I'm not, if I try to live a different life, my spirit will not allow me because I was raised by love. Love is the language that I speak. It is my language. It's in my blood. Purpose is my direction. My father and my mother, both of them, they taught me how to find my purpose. There's no negotiations. There was no negotiations to say, Nomsa, you are going to go to uni, you are going to go and study, and you are going to do this or you are going to do this. No, you find your purpose. What God has created you to be. Us as parents, we are here to guide you. In my family, there is no such thing as, okay, you go and study. I want you to be a doctor. I want you to do this. I want you to do that because I'm doing this. No, there was no such thing like that. So that's how I was raised. That you want to succeed in life, you got to find your purpose. But if you can't, if you are struggling to find your purpose, we will pray for you. We will guide you through until you unleash that purpose within you. So that's what makes me the person that I am today. And also, I walk through life with fierce tenderness. I'm a woman who knows pain. When you talk about pain, I'm a woman who knows pain. I've gone through pain in my life. I've lost my dad in 2006. He was the man, I didn't know how to live without him. I lost my dad to my stepdad 2002. Was it 2004, 2002? I think it's 2004. My dad, they were both my dad. So I didn't know how to live. My stepmom died 2019 or 2018, but I had learned to embrace the pain. So these are the people that I didn't know how to live without them. Because these are the people that taught me the language of love. These are the people that taught me how to walk by faith, how to believe. Even when life does not make sense, they taught me to still believe. These are the people that taught me how to love. These are the people that helps me to find a direction, to find purpose in my life. So I'm a woman who knows pain, but I choose peace. When I came to the UK 2002, I came to the UK 2002. I have seen betrayal in my life, but I still believe in love. I'm a woman who carries truth, not a weapon, but a light. I carry the truth, not a weapon, by a light. In my secret world, I create a vision. Replace my fear with vision. There's fear in me, but I choose to replace it with vision. In my secret life, there is stillness birth strategy. In my secret life, there is grace, walk hand in hand with courage. because I'm a child of God. When I talk about God, people thinking God does not exist. God is in Nomsa's head. When I talk about God, guys, I'm talking about when I was going through human blood sacrifice. It was a betrayal. It was a pain for me. When I talk about that, I gathered that there are some people that come into my life. They're like, she's deranged. There is no such thing as a woman, a human blood sacrifice. But celebrities, they talk. Even Didi, he's being accused of sacrificing people. Whether it's the truth or not true, who knows? But it exists. My sacrifice, guys, the pain that I went through, my sacrifice, I laughed today. It wasn't the plan of my survival. It wasn't planned in secret. It was planned at my doctor's surgery, where the doctors sat around the table. The social services sat around the table. The psychiatric doctors, that was happening at the Bell surgery. They sat around the table. That was God who made that happen. The pastors sat around the table. So this is the secret for those who thought Nomsa, she's making things up. There is no such thing as a human blood sacrifice. She's this, she's got mentally health problems. No, I don't. Because that was arranged. My recovery for me to be here today, it was my GP who made a decision. It was God who used my GP, who used the psychiatric doctor. So when I'm talking about pain, they all sat at the table to make a decision whether Nomsa, she's got mental health problems. But one man stood, the psychiatric doctor said, God used him to speak. He said, everyone in this room is waiting for my signature to sign and say, Nomsa, she's deranged, she has mental health problems. But I'm making a decision. I have traveled around the world. We're talking about a white man who went to university, who has a PhD, who is a professor. He said, I travel around the world. I have met people who are going through human blood sacrifice. But now, there's one thing that I request. Who is volunteering, you pastors, who is volunteering to look after Nomsa? Or Nomsa, who do you think is going to look after you? Who do you choose to look after you? There were people in the room, but God said to Nomsa, not anyone in the room. Make a phone call. This was my friend who has spoken about her pastor that I have never met. Never met the guy. I picked up the phone call. She had given me his number. I picked up the phone call and I said, no, Pastor Sam, this is Nomsa. I put him on speaker. And I said, I'm going through human blood sacrifice. Can you look after me? My consultant wants to know, can you look after me until I go to South Africa, until I go home to my mommy? He said, yes, I will look after you. And he did. He made that promise before he can hand me over to the pastors in South Africa. He made that promise to the consultant. It's all written down. So for those who are yipping and saying, Nomsa, she's making things up. And for me, when I was making this phone call, all was in my mind. I was thinking, everybody has gone crazy. There's no such thing as human blood sacrifice. Because I didn't know actually it was serious. I didn't know it was serious. So when I'm talking about it, I've gone through pain, guys. I have walked through pain. I've walked through it. But through God, why I love God so much, in a way that every decision, whether I can meet a man who is a billionaire, who is a millionaire, I will always choose God. The reason why is because he stood and showed me that, Nomsa, I want you to survive. Wanting you to survive, you have a purpose. You have a work on earth that I need you to complete, but you're not dying yet. And I'm going to use each and these individual to help you to survive. So I'm sharing my story because I've never shared this story. When I'm talking about my survival of human blood sacrifice, people think it's in the head. The bell surgery is the place where we all sat. The social services, crisis team, everybody sat down to make a decision. But there was one man who would have made a decision, he turned against me and said, I'm going to sign to be sectioned, but I was never sectioned. He believed in me not because he believed in me. God spoke through him. He gave him the instructions. And that's why I love God so much. So for those, I'm sharing this story because I've never actually shared my deepest story, what happened. By the time Pastor Sam, I went to Pastor Sam, I was handed over, the psychiatric doctor handed me over to Pastor Sam. Okay, Pastor Sam, you're going to look after Nomsa. Nomsa is going to travel to South Africa. And when she travels to South Africa, when she gets back, she's going to come back to me. I'm going to evaluate her case, and then I'm going to release her. He looked after me for I think it was for 1 week or 2 weeks until I got back. When he looked after me in spirit, he was monitoring me in spirit to make sure no one enters the gate to kill me. He was monitoring. But then when he was monitoring the pastors that I was going to South Africa, they'd already monitoring me as well. So he wasn't the only one. So when I'm sharing my story, guys, I'm not sharing my story because I'm having fun. I'm sharing my story because some people, they might going through pain and they don't know how to survive that pain. So this is my story. That my story is not made up. It was at my doctor's surgery. When I spoke to the doctor today about my daughter, she made me realize that actually they feel the pain of what my daughter was accused of. Like what I've been accused. She simply said, I'm just checking on your daughter, and I know you were judged. You were judged by people around you. That's made me realize. I just want to know that, is she okay? How is she coping? And I said, she's fine. She's okay. It made me realize that actually that's the social services are meant to call everyone to investigate. They never did because they realized that I was being judged. So those people at the Bell surgery, guys in Henley on Teams, and those pastors at D2, Roger and his team, they are the ones who are responsible with God, used by God, for me being here today. But if they had betrayed me, if they wanted, they would have betrayed me. They would have betrayed me. So that's my side of the story. I had to have somebody one-on-one to teach me how to read the Bible. At first, when I reading the Bible was Arabic. I was reading the Bible in Arabic. No longer English anymore. My eyes, when I look at the Bible, I see Arabic language. I was no longer, that's Satan. I was no longer reading the Bible in English. That's my story, my true story. Roger had to assign someone. Every week we'll meet up. Or sometimes we just go DQ for 1 hour. I just relax, soak, just do nothing. That's my story, guys. But those who are judging me, where were they? They're my family. They're judging me, but they don't know my story. But that's okay. Is it bad? No, that's okay. That's my true story. I sat in one room with the doctors, and the spirit was speaking to them and telling them why he was there. When I wanted to kill her, I want to kill her. I want to take her life. Been sent to do the work. So that is what makes me the person that I am today is the pain that I have gone through. But that pain, it does not define who I am. It doesn't define me, guys. So I share this story, my story, because there are some people who are going through tough times. My driven world is not powered by ego. It's powered by purpose. It's a spiritual engine between me and God, guided by God. A call to harmonize. That's why I harmonize love. That's why I call myself harmonist and justice. To merge wisdom and compassion. To rise and help others rise too. I'm not here. That's why I'm saying on social media. Some people see me. When you request to be my friend, on social media, you are requesting to be my friend. But I'm not here to be comfortable with you. I'm not here to make friends or to say things that you're going to like me, you're going to give me likes, you're going to comment on my post. I'm here to mentor. I'm a mentor. I'm here to empower others. Whatever the pain that you guys are going through, I'm here to empower. To make that pain, I cannot solve the problems, but you have to decide. Remember when I say, when I was sitting in that room, there were so many people that were in that room. But it was I who made a decision that I am going to get better. I never go into medication. Why I didn't go into medication is because I was adopted in spirit. So I can live on earth. I can switch. When things get tough, I can switch in spirit and go to my Father. That's how much my protection is. And that's why all these people have tried to take my life, but they can't. Because when God says no, God says no. And for me, my attitude is I'm not dying for no one. I don't have to die for anybody. Why should I die for somebody to get wealth? Why should I die for somebody to get fame through me? I shouldn't have to do that. So that is my attitude. So when I'm coming here every single day on social media, guys, I need you to understand one thing and one thing that it has to be clear to those who are following me. I'm not here to make friends with anybody. To say, I love you, I'm going to get comfortable. I'm here to make friends and empower and see those friends rise. I want to see my friend rise. I want to see my family rise. So when you are following me, it means you made a choice that I like Nomsa, I like what I see, and I'm going to follow her, and I want to rise. But when you disagree with me, with my post, you don't have to follow me. It's very simple and it's very, very straightforward. Remember Jesus when he says, if you want to enter my kingdom, you have to obey my 10 commandments. He doesn't say, he knows that not everyone is going to be his follower. He knows that. God knows that not everyone is going to agree with who he is as a father. So he makes it very simple that if you want to enter my kingdom, there are commandments that you need to follow. So when you follow those commandments, you then enter my kingdom. But for me, myself, I can't have those commandments because they're God's commandment. So I have to understand my identity, who I am, what makes me the person that I am. It means if you want to follow me, if you say, Nomsa, I like your post, I like what you represent as a woman, and I want to follow you, you can't be my nightmare. Because when you watch my show to judge me, it's because you have decided to be number one, my enemy. Number two, you have decided to be my nightmare. So you watch my shows because you understand my language. I'm a Christian. And I'm not going to pretend that I'm not a Christian. I'm a Christian. If someone enters in the room and says, those who follow Jesus will die today, I'll be one of them because I'm not going to deny God. He saved me, so I'm not going to deny him. If someone enters the room and say, I'm here to kill Christian, that means I'm going to be the one of them that will be killed because I'm a Christian. So I'm not going to deny God, who I am as a person. I'm not going to deny my identity because some people are judging me based on who I am as a person. That she talks about Satan. She talks about Lucifer. Lucifer exists. Satan exists. He is a demon that steals and destroys. He has no mercy for nobody, even those who have sold souls to him. He has no mercy on them. He blesses them. But through their blessings, they have to offer something, either a member of family, as a sacrifice. So he has no mercy. He exists. When the celebrities tells you that I sold my soul, it means they sold their soul to Satan. So those who are saying, Nomsa, she's gone mad, Nomsa, there's no such thing as God, there's no such thing as Satan. Satan exists. Who do you think when you want healing, you get healed? Who heals people? That's the spirit, the angels of God, that God scatters every angel around there. So I'm sharing this with you guys because you cannot die. You cannot suffer when God can help you. He exists. I am the example that I survived. He exists. He exists. He uses people around you. They are angels around you. So God exists. Lucifer exists. Satan exists. And his job, Satan, he hasn't got a friend to say, I've got my favorite, I've got friends, I've got this, those who have sold their soul, they are his friends. No, they are not. He only cares about himself. Nobody else. Satan's job is to kill, to destroy, and to steal like a thief and manipulate. He manipulates. So for those who you see, they manipulate you or they betray you, it means that Satan is gone to them. But before, I used to fight people. I used to fight. Before I met Satan, I used to fight people and I'll be like, why is this person? You don't understand. Why would they do this? But now it's either one thing, I talk to that person. If they don't want to listen, I run. I run. I run because I don't want to be part of the nonsense. Satan does not play. As someone who enters, he can put a human being into a wheelchair without a second. He can hit a human being and go to the hospital without a second. He can inflict disease without a second. But what God can do? God can wipe it off within a second too. So that's what makes me the person that I am today, guys. I am here because some people say Nomsa, she's too much. Some people say Nomsa. People have given me, they've labeled it. She caused drama, she caused this. Out of everything, guys, I'm a woman. I don't cause drama. I take care of my family. I look after my family. Even my family, my children is family. In spirit, I look after them. They might not like me, but in spirit, I look after them. I made a vow to God that nobody is going to destroy people around me. Nobody. The people that wanted to sacrifice me, I had to learn from them. So I made a vow. No one around me. People can yep and say in the physical, but in spirit, you're not dying. Nomsa, make sure that you live. You thank me one day, whether you go to hell or you go to heaven. That's when the day you will know who Nomsa is. I don't have time. I look after my family. So I want to make that very, very, very clear. Very, very clear. So when we cross path, we know how we cross path. We know who we are in our relationship. You don't die when Nomsa is around. You die because it's your choice. When you choose to follow Satan, you die because it's your choice. But when Nomsa she's around, Satan cannot enter my family. When Nomsa she's around, Satan cannot enter Henley on Thames where I live. That's my declaration. For those who looks at me and they disrespect me, it's okay. By my declaration from people is nobody goes through pain if I can repent to God and ask God to take away that pain and give that person a second chance. That's my declaration. I've made a declaration, this declaration, maybe 7 years ago. I made a covenant with God to serve him, to protect he protected me. So I just want everybody, before somebody does anything, to know that, you know what, I don't like Nomsa. Nomsa doesn't have anything with anybody. But in the spirit, I don't care whether you like me or not. You survive. Because God says you have to serve his enemies. I have to save my enemies. Meaning, if I see you in danger in spirit, I have to pray to God for the angels of God to protect you. I'm not just talking, guys. That's why that's why Satan does not like me. He knows I cause trouble on his behalf. I cause trouble. So I don't need people to like me. I'm not here on Facebook to make friends. I'm here to make friends to work. But at the same time, I have to be authentic. Being authentic to me is important. to teach, to help people become who they want to become. Because if I feel sorry for you guys and I don't speak the truth, that means you guys are going to stay in one place. You're not going to succeed because Nomsa is telling you what you want to hear. So I'm not that kind of a coach that is going to come and tell you that my life is wonderful. I've got everything figured out. My life is so perfect in a way, guys, that I don't know how much God has blessed me with this perfect life. My life is not perfect. It's great. But I get problems like everybody else. But every single day. But when I share, I don't share everything. But whatever I share is for you to actually not to use my story because every story is different. To you, for you to say, if Nomsa can pull through, that means I can too. I didn't know I was going to pull through human blood sacrifice. I was gone. Completely, Lucifer had taken me. I was no longer on earth. My spirit was no longer on earth. I was in the second heaven. Even though I was there talking to people, but I knew I was no longer there. I was in the darkness, in the smoke. So when I'm telling you guys to, it's where I've been, what I've witnessed. But I came back. Coming back, it was God who actually used the people around me to bring me back. Did I get into any depression or anxiety problems? Tablet? No, I never took any medication. And even today, I still have some answers with God. He has not answered me. Why? Why all this protection? He has not given me the answers. Why the protection? Why wiping away the pain? Every time I go through pain, he will take it away. But I still have questions. I still have answers. Why did you save me? Why taking away the pain? But the others, they've not had that opportunity for you to take that pain. But he took that pain away from me. But the people around me, there are so many people who are on depression, who are on different medication, but I never got to go through that pain. So now the question that I have with God is, what did I do for him to give me this love this much? I don't know. Maybe I followed the instruction. I don't know. But I followed every instructions that these pastors were giving me. Do you know what that instructions were? It's repentance. Even though I was not the one who wanted to sacrifice myself. In God's kingdom, if it was my blood who was involved, it means that I wanted to sacrifice me. That's how it works. So I had to ask for God to forgive me, to forgive my forefathers, to forgive my ancestors, to forgive those who made a covenant to take my blood. I had to ask that forgiveness over and over and over. At first, when the pastors were saying, Nomsa, you need to ask for forgiveness, I was like, why do I ask for forgiveness? I didn't do this. They were like, no, you did it. You wanted to take you. Because if it is your blood, when you see, remember there is 3 that testifies. Your blood, your spirit within you, and the water. So when I enter God's room, my blood, if it is a member of my family who is involved, whether other people, outsiders were involved, but if it was a member of my family who was involved, When I enter the court of heaven, the judgment comes to me. It doesn't matter whether I was wronged or what, but the judgment, my blood speaks against me. So that's how it works. If your father divorced, it means your mother. If your father is in the wrong, it means you are in the wrong. If your mother is in the wrong, it means you are in the wrong because it is your mother, your blood. That blood speaks. So it means you have to ask for mercy, repentance, to rewrite your DNA, for that to get out of your DNA. And that's what is making me the person that I am today. I spend every single day, maybe 1 hour, repenting to God and saying, God, I'm sorry for what I have done, the pain that I have caused. And that's why I survived. I didn't survive because I was special. No. It's because I had to learn to repent. Like, let's say these people that have reported me to social services. So what happens is it was a betrayal on me. So any later, they will do it and then they'll forget about it. But later on, it's in their blood. If it doesn't affect them, it might enter their children. If it does not affect their children, it might affect someone in the bloodline. By affecting someone maybe might have cancer. It might manifest, comes as cancer, or it might come as mentally health problems, or it might come as maybe sickness or anything. But when it comes, because they have forgotten what they have done, it's a betrayal that it will stay in the bloodline until they acknowledge what they have done. That's why I said, go for repentance, because I knew it wasn't them who made that decision. It was Satan who controlled them. But when it comes to God, whether Satan controls you or he does not control you, you still have committed a crime. And that crime can cause pain into the bloodline. So that's why sometimes you see some people that will tell you that in the bloodline, they have this cancer, in the bloodline, they have that, they have that, they have that. It means there is somebody in between the ancestors, there is someone who betrayed. It's a betrayal. Or sometimes it means in their genetic, it's just they are not that lucky. It doesn't mean sometimes it's a betrayal. Some families, they are Christians, they are good. Sometimes it could be just, it's a sickness that needs to be rewritten in the DNA. So that's how it works. For those who say, Nomsa, this, Nomsa has, I have sat down and studied Satan. I have sat down with the people who have gone through what I've gone through. And those people are successful. They have taught me every trick. Some of it I'm still learning, because everything you learn each and every single day. So guys, that's what makes me who I am. That's what makes Nomsa who she is. Beyond the spotlight, what fuels my spirit in this world, that you guys don't see it at all. What creates the heart of being a love harmonist? Living in a secret driven world. My secret world is faith, fire, and focus. I build my life in silence. Some people might not see it. I already know my destiny. It might not be clear to other people, but to me, my life is very, very clear. Every pain that I'm going through now, I have to go through it because of the life that I have chosen. I am a woman who's behind the voice of vulnerability and the vulnerability. I haven't got a perfect life like everybody wants me to proclaim, to portray a perfect life. There are things that the world don't see in my life. There's things that they drive the person that I am today. That helps me that keeps me going, which is God. It is God that helps me to become the person that I am today. I listen to the voice of God. That's the secret discipline that guide every decision, every dream, every direction in my life. That voice of God, it means if I need help, He will bring the angels of God who will bring people, different people to help me. I don't do it alone. The obedience before understanding, learning to trust on when the path isn't clear. That's my life, learning to trust even when life it does not make sense. I use prayer, not ritual. I pray. The prayer is my oxygen, is my strategy of my strength. Sometimes I pray for 7 hours. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and tell you that, guys, I pray for 5 minutes. Sometimes I pray for 7 hours. That's faith that moves mountain. Believing beyond the evidence, trusting beyond the fear. It means I've got no time for negotiation nonsense. That's the love of my family, the unspoken fuel that sustains my heart when the world feels heavy, is the love of my Father. The love of God. God is part of my family. The love of my mother, the love of my father, the love of the Father, the love of my family. People see me today. They judge, they do this, they do this, they do this. If it went for Martin, I would not be here today, God. So I'm going to be very, very clear for people to understand where my heart is. If it went for Nick, I will not be here today. I will not be here today. He might not understand the whole hoo-ha thing with Satan and with God. He might not understand it. But when the world had shut down, it was dark. No one was there. But in him, I needed to go home. I needed to go and stay in South Africa. It was him who showed up and said, you can have all of this money and go and get better. So I just want to make it very, very clear. When we gossip, we know where we stand. When we start judging, we know where we stand. When Satan confuses the guy, don't enter and confuse him more. If we end for him, I wouldn't be here today. Because the first Satan had to destroy finances, he had to destroy everything. People don't understand how Satan works. Satan takes away every resources that will help you, and he leaves you with nothing. So those who have not gone through him, I don't wish you to go through Satan. I don't. Because when he enters, he wipes out everything. But then there is one man who is called God. When God enters your life, he brings people that he cherishes, that he loves. that it will help your life and take your life to the next level. So when we gossip, when we do these, guys, know what Nomsa think in her heart. If it wasn't for Nick, I will not be where I am today. Not because they had to push me. No, I had to do that with God. Me standing tall and fighting, surviving, it was between me and God. But their contribution, every step that we took, somebody took us there. But they took me to where I am today. So when we decide to disrespect Nomsa, to disrespect her family, Martin will always be forever my family. Always forever. He's always going to be in my family tree forever. I will always honor that man. Always. Why? Because when no one took a step to say, Nomsa, I will pay for you to go and get better. He was there to say, here's my card. Go home and get better. So we can talk all the crap that we want to talk. We can say the things that we think we know. But I can tell you that he was one of them that contributed to my survival. So that's why I am today. I've listened to everyone making their comment, what they think of me. But I'm not here for people to like me. I don't want anybody to like me. But there is something that drives me to be who I am today. Is to do what I've got to do, not to do things through fear. To create my own legacy and my family legacy. Remembering where I came from and knowing where I'm going. Gratitude for my bloodline. My family is the family for greatness. Love teaches me resilience. And Martin is part of that gratitude, the legacy of my family. So I just want to make it clear, guys, that so we know where Nomsa stand with her mindset, with her children, with everything that I do. My children, my daughter, she is where she is. Because we all as a family, we fought together. We did what we had to do to make sure that our children, they have a better life. If things go wrong along the way, I thank God for the life that he gave me, but I don't have time for nonsense. Moving forward, moving with the nonsense, the argument, the backstabbing, the betrayal, the gossip. Nomsa does not do that. So I just want to be very, very clear so we can all know where we are. When we watch Nomsa's talk show, we ring Nomsa's family. David Roddy's bloodline family will always be my family. I want to make it very, very clear. Very, 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 very clear. And in spirit, nobody enters to destroy the family. Nobody. Unless I back off. Everything that these people have been doing is trying to piss me off and say, you know what, have your way. But Nomsa says, no, I take a bullet for my bloodline. I take a bullet for my children's bloodline, for my friends, for people in Henley Ontario. And that's me. So as long we are very, very clear on that one, pastors and sangomas. So as long we are very, very clear where we're going and where we're heading to. I know you all watch my talk show. to destroy my life. So I'm not going to change to please the other people. I've got to change. I'm here to change. I can't change everybody, but those who want to listen to my talk, who wants to listen to my story, they will listen to my story. They'll make some changes in their lives. But I just want to make it very, very clear for those who are picking up phone calls, wanting to destroy my life, to separate my life, to separate my children with their family, to say nobody slays or destroy my family. David's bloodline will always be my family. Always. That's the choice that I make. And that's the choice, that's the covenant that I've made with God. That my family will always be my family. I'm not going to fight my daughter. She's my daughter. If I love my daughter, I cannot fight her bloodline. Hear me well. I cannot fight her family. Whether I like it or not, whether I can stand them, where I cannot stand them. It means they are my family. They are my children's family. I stand in truth. I stand with authority. That's what a love harmonist does. I stand for my family. So when you watch my talk show, know that Nomsa, she stands for her family. I don't betray my family. Lucifer knows I don't betray my family. I eliminate him. If I had a choice, I will eliminate him over my family. When he comes here, tells me that this one is betraying you, I don't want to listen to what he's saying. I want to fight. So he knows where we stand. So if you guys want to sell me out, you can sell me out for some pieces of gold. Judas Iscariot sold Jesus. So who am I to think that everybody is going to like me? Nobody is going to like me. Only people that understand my story. Even my own family, they might not like me. But when we go in spirit, when we go into battle, my family cannot get in trouble. I protect. That's my job. And that's God's job. It is your job to protect yourself. So when you get in trouble with Satan, don't blame nobody. Don't blame Nomsa either. Because this is my voice. Nobody has ever heard my voice speak. I listen to people. I listen to people insulting me, saying she's talking crap, she's doing this, she's doing this. So my own truth is my case was decided in the surgery, in the room of the doctors who are qualified. But God stood as the God of Adonai. He stood. And he helped me to be where I am today. And that's why I tell my story. I don't tell my story because I like it. Sometimes I tell God that, God, you're not fair. He knows that I tell him that, God, this is not fair. But I have to speak. Because one of you might be going through similar problems. So I have to speak. Sometimes I say, God, you're not being fair. You want me to save people who can't stand me. He wants me to save those who can't stand me. But I don't have a choice. Because you are his love. He loves you all. I don't have a choice. God loves you. When God loves you, when I pray, it means if you are in trouble, I have to pray for you, even if you don't like me. So it leaves me with one choice. That, okay, I have to protect you. Whether you like me or not, I have to protect you. I have to pray for you. But if you choose, because my prayer only does not mean that it can help you. You have to help yourself as well. So that's where we stand. My family, for those who didn't know me, my siblings, those who didn't know me. I don't play games. I don't play games with Satan. There is no pastor who can tell me, enter my life and tell me gibberish. These people that were helping me, they prayed for me. My eyes was sleeping. My eyes opened. My spirit opened. So I'm not a woman that you can enter her life and tell her gibberish what you want, what she wants to hear. I don't do those things. My family are my family. When you enter my family, you enter my life. I have to know why you are there. Even in spirit, I have to know why you are there. I don't have time for nonsense, guys. I don't have time. I'm going to let you know, guys, I'm going to be clear with everybody that I might be quiet. I'm very quiet in the physical, very, very quiet. But in spirit day, I don't have time. You want to come and destroy my neighbor? Why? Why? You tell me, Satan, why do you want to enter my neighbor's life? You want to destroy my neighbor. Why would you want to enter the gate of Henley on Thames and destroy Henley on Thames? Why? So that's me. I don't do it alone. There's loads of pastors that I link to them. They take me. I don't do it alone. Good pastors, they're good pastors. People think Nomsa survived. I didn't survive because I was better than anybody. I was better than you. I survived because somebody took responsibility and said to Nomsa, we are going to save you. And they saved me. They didn't save me to take nonsense. They saved me to make sure people are happy and to keep those that are in need to help you guys. They didn't save me for me to come online and tell you what you want to hear. So I'm not going to be that person. And those who wants to cause pain into my family, back off. David Roddy will forever be my family. Forever. He's in my family tree. So back off. So that's what makes Nomsa who she is. When you don't know me in the physical, Nomsa enters very quiet. Nomsa can pretend to be stupid, but she's not. But when we go in spirit, it's like, what's the heck? What do you want in my family? What do you want with this person? So you don't guys have to worry about anything. Martin is my family. I am the reason today where I am here, standing, being able to do things for my children because he contributed to my survival. There are so many people who contributed to my survival. That church at D2, Baptist Church in Henley, they contributed to my survival. There's too many people who were involved to make sure that this girl, but when they were serving me, they had no idea what they were serving. So I'm not here, guys, to have fun with you guys and let's say have fun. So the gratitude, having good mentors. I have good mentors in my life. Learning from Giant, I've learned from them everything that I do. Learning from my mentor within, which is God. Discernment in guidance. Humility in growth. Self-awareness, meeting the real me, guys. I've met the real me. Knowing my strength, what triggers me, my divine gift. Learning to listen more instead of speaking. That's why so many people, they don't have a clue who I am because I don't talk much. I heal myself in hidden places. the discipline of reflection. I reflect on things. So that's why I've been reflecting on things. So I said, these people don't know. They see me, but they need to know what they are dealing with. I don't just, everything that I do, I don't just make a decision and say, I'm going to get up in the morning, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. It's all guided by God. Not because Nomsa, she's great, she's what. If God was to be taken off my life, I wouldn't know what to do. I walk by faith, not sight, moving boldly when others hesitate. I don't have fear in my life. I turn wounds into wisdom. Every scar, it's a story of my strength. So when I tell my story, I don't tell my story for fun. It's the story, every scar that I have gone through. The love of my family that He have given me. That love is helping me to raise my children. My children would tell you that my mother, she's not very judgmental. If you ask her, what about your dad? They'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa. My dad is very judgmental. I don't judge my children. The scars, they don't define who I am, but they are a story that has given me strength. A story, those scars were meant to destroy me, but God has used them to help my life. Courage to stand alone. I'm not afraid to stand alone when conviction cost comfort. I'm not afraid. Grace under pressure. Choosing composure in the fire. The power of forgiveness. Release others. I'm not afraid to release others so my spirit can rise higher. That's why when I tell you that nobody can enter my family, people can try, even these pastors, these sangomas can try to turn me against my family. But I stand in truth and say nobody will enter David Roddy's bloodline and destroy that bloodline. As long as I shall stand in truth, if God had given me the powers, the strength, the gift, I will fight with my own strength to make sure that family stand. So I want everybody to be clear, to know where we stand. You can all go to them one by one, trying to turn them against me. But I stand in truth that every gift that God has given me is to save my family. He is one of my family. Every gift that is given me is to save my friends. They are the one of my family. If they don't listen to my video, they are judging me. Let them learn from that, because my video tells how you can save yourself from Satan. They are not for you to listen to my story and say, oh, Nomsa is going through. No, it's for you to fight. Satan, when he put you down, you stand. He leaves you. When you stand, when you fight, when you rise, when he uses children against you, when he stabs your back, he uses children against you, you rise. When he uses your family against you, you rise. When he uses finances to destroy, to pin you down, you rise. And when there is nothing to rise for, you rise because God is there, creating a plan for tomorrow. But Satan wants you to say, I can't do this. I can't do that. I cannot be. I'm not good enough. Nomsa does not take that nonsense. I know I'm good enough. I know I only get what I can fight for. If I don't fight for my destiny, nobody will fight for my destiny. If I think I'm not good enough, if I think, who am I suggesting? If I think I'm not good enough. So the power of forgiveness, love is my love language of healing. Purpose of over popularity. I don't want to be popular. Success does not require me to be popular. I'm aware of that. Or the authenticity as worship. I use my authenticity to connect with God. Service and success. I'm just here on social media, guys, to serve you, not to make friends or for you guys to like me. I'm aware that some people may not like me. Hope is daily my habit. My daughter, her name is Hope. My mother's name is Hope. My business's name is Hope. I'm here to build my legacy, my family's legacy with intention, empowering other people to rise. I'm not here for people, you guys. If I want you all to rise, to like me, how are you going to rise? If I want to tell you why you want to hear every single day, you're not going to rise, are you? Problems want you to be a soldier. I'm here to shape the future that I'm shaping for myself. I need everybody to, I might not change any people, but those who want to change is a decision, is a choice. Becoming a vessel of transformation, that's what my life is all about. Living from secret world to outward. I'm not a performer. I'm not a performer, guys. I'm not here to perform for anything. My problems that I've gone through them, they are really, and that problems, they become a story that it can change someone else's life. Who I'm becoming today is through that pain. That pain has been turned into courage, into something that is so beautiful. Every day I listen to God. I honor my mentors and I honor my friends. I cherish my family. Every day I rise again and again, and I walk in divine purpose, guys. So for those who didn't know me, who think, oh, Nomsa, she's this, there's a side of me that people don't know. God did not just create me different. I'm different. I'm not like everybody else. My gift sometimes it threatens the other people, and I don't care. I don't talk about my gift. But if I'm a gifted child, it doesn't mean that I'm different from anybody else. It doesn't matter. But I don't have to make friends with people to like me, to change who I am because I'm looking to be liked. I got to be the woman that God created me to be. That's all I got to be. Write my story and be who God wants me to be. I'm going to love you guys and leave you. May God bless you. And I will see you guys on the other side.